David.
Yes.
Currently, the city of Flagstaff is being affected by the expedited growth of NAU. This is a consequence of the metrics set by the Arizona Board of Regents. What type of people do you plan to appoint to ABOR?
Good question.
That's a good question. So as you know, ABOR right now is filled with folks who have a market-based approach to education.
Right.
And we're going to stop appointing those people. We are going to appoint people who understand higher education and who understand the importance and the role of education. Well, I heard ABOR talking about, somebody remember, this was a couple years ago, that we should only offer marketable degrees.
Right.
And I knew they had no idea what education was about. That as soon as we start looking at what's marketable today, every other state and every other country is going to pass us by. Because what education is about is getting educated to come up with ideas that nobody's thinking about today. It's not about chasing today's market, it's about developing tomorrow's market. And that only happens through education and not just what's marketable and profitable today. So we are going to appoint people who understand and appreciate education. Here's the other thing too. We need to allow our universities to be different from each other. That's not what's going on right now. They're all being pressed under the same model. Phoenix does not look like Flagstaff, and it doesn't look like Tucson, and as a result, I believe our universities should have the ability to be distinct, to look different from each other, and for them to attract student bodies, professors, and work and exist in their communities in ways that make sense for their communities. This big approach to numbers makes sense if you're ASU and you're in Phoenix. Phoenix is the 5th largest city in the country, and we compare, I don't know where you're from, but if you've been to Philadelphia or Chicago or other places, there's a whole stratum of different types of universities, public and private and universities. ASU is literally, well, at least for a while, the only university in town. And to take up market share makes sense for Phoenix, and it may not make sense for Flagstaff. And so you're going to see a governor here who is going to appoint people who understand education, and is going to allow our universities to be different, allow them to have their own distinct personalities in ways that match their local communities.
Yes.